Hey, what's up everybody? My name is Ronnie George and today I'm going to be giving you a 3-step breakdown of how to sell a home and all of the steps that you're going to experience along the way from the time that you decide to sell all the way from the time that you can actually see sold. So let's go ahead and dive right in. All right, so selling your home. You've either made the decision or maybe you're thinking about the decision to actually sell your home. So I'm gonna go ahead and break this down into 3 easy steps and I'm gonna talk all about them. So number 1, decide. Number 2 is develop and number 3 is deliver. Decide. This is where you want to know what your goals are, what's your timeline, and what are the current market conditions. So what do I mean by that? Goals. What is your goal? Do you want to try and make a ton of money when you're trying to sell your home? Do you want to get it sold quickly? Are you trying to move from one place to another because you're trying to relocate? Are you trying to downsize? Are you trying to upsize? What are your goals? Why are you selling in the first place? This is where you're going to evaluate what it is you're doing, why you're doing it. You're essentially assessing your motivation. Because when things get difficult, this is what you're going to resort back on and be like, oh, this is why I'm selling, because I need to sell, because I want to be here, because I want to be over here instead of here. Whatever it is, this is where you're going to assess your motivation and make sure that this is set as a reminder to why you're doing this in the first place. So number 2, timeline. When is all this going to happen? How long is it actually realistically going to take? Are you trying to get an idea of what your home is worth now? Or do you want to try and maybe sell next year? Is now a better time than later? Or is later a better time? Or maybe 5 or 10 years from now because there's a new development coming in. There's a number of reasons that you could assess your timeline, but what you need to do is assess your own timeline of when you would like to accomplish your goal by. So if you want to be out of your home by X amount of date, then you know that you need to start the process by X amount of time. So that way you have enough time to actually achieve your goals. And number 3, market conditions. What's the market conditions? What's the market doing in your area? Is your subdivision desirable? Are people selling left and right and a ton of people are buying very quickly? Are people getting top dollar? This is where you can incorporate a real estate agent in the mix to try and get an idea of exactly how much your home is worth. You know, you want to get a market analysis and basically say, hey, what could I sell my home for if I decide to sell it today? Or if I decide to sell it maybe 6 months or a year down the road, what do you think it could be worth with this new development coming in or with this negative aspect, going on? These are things that a real estate professional like myself or just anybody who's a real estate agent could be able to give you insight from market conditions, because you need to know based on your timeline and your goals if it's actually achievable based upon the current market and the actual area. So let's go ahead and go to number 2. This is where you develop a plan. Say for instance, you've decided, you've set your goal and you're like, all right, I'm going to sell my house. I picked the agent who gave me the assessment. They gave a great presentation. So I'm going to use them to sell my home. I think that they can get it done. This is where you develop a plan with that real estate agent, or you develop a plan to sell on your own. I'm going to keep referencing real estate agent a lot because I don't know the exact statistics, but I know nearly 90% of for sale by owners ultimately end up listing, or overall 90% of people end up selling with a real estate agent, mainly because we're busy people. We don't have a lot of time to deal with the stuff. Most people try for sale by owner for a few months and then just end up handing it off to a real estate agent. So that's why I'm going to keep referencing this a lot. So marketing, negotiation, and setting your expectations. So marketing, how are you going to advertise your home? How is your home going to be advertised for you? You need to make sure that your home is going to be shown off in a professional quality way using professional videos, marketing, advertising. So make sure that you hire an agent who has a good online presence, because that's where everybody is. As you're watching this video right now, you're online. So that is kind of the point. Most people go online to search for homes, whether it's on Zillow or they're just browsing around Facebook and one pops up. Whatever it is, know that you need to have an agent that has a solid marketing presentation and could deliver on the goods. So next one, negotiations. This is where things can get tricky, or things can actually be good because you can sell your home quickly. You need to set a plan to basically say, look, here's our bottom dollar, here's what we do not want to sell it below, and this is our make or break number. So then you make sure that that agent knows that figure and make sure that they can get you as much above that price as possible. Set your expectations before you even go on the market. Know how much you're going to start your price at, and have a plan B and C for your prepared price adjustments. So if you get an idea of what you think your home is worth, you put it out there on the market, and no one comes to see it, you get zero interest, you need to have a plan B set up for if that doesn't work. So that way you can automatically do a price adjustment. If you need to do an open house, or if something else is going on, or you need to offer incentives, don't do those as you're experiencing them, do them before, and make sure that you and your agent have all that prepared. So last one, expectations. Same thing. Make sure that your agent has an understanding and expectation of what you want to achieve. Make sure that they know your goals and your timeline, and given the market conditions, so they know that why you're doing this in the first place. They know that you need to sell it. They know that you want to be wherever you want to be within a certain amount of time. They know how much you need to make. That way those expectations are known. That way they can set the communication with you and how often they need to follow up, they need to update you, or if they don't need to update you and you basically just say, hey, let me know if something good is going on. I don't need to be updated every 5 minutes. So set those expectations before you list the home, because once you list the home, it's a whole nother ball game. All right, and number 3, deliver. This is where your marketing plan and everything is actually going to deliver you the results you're looking for, which is sold, why you're doing it in the first place. So deliver. It's going to deliver on those goals, and then this is where we talk about that backup plan just in case either the agent you hired didn't deliver on the goods, or if you went for sale by owner and you didn't actually able to achieve those different things. So then you need to have a backup plan, whether that's reaching out to a real estate agent or going another route. So your goals, were your goals matched? Did they actually get done? Were you satisfied in the transaction and your representation? All those things, did the timeline happen the way that you wanted? If it didn't, this is where you roll into your backup plan. You say, all right, well, my agent didn't really do what they said they were going to do. I need to find a better agent, or I picked someone that I thought was going to do good but didn't. So now when you pick a different agent, you can actually go knowing what you don't want to work with and trying to find someone who's going to do something better, and take all the feedback from the sale of your home if it didn't go well to actually be able to relay that to the new agent so they can get the job done. And then just finalizing on your backup plan. If you did for sale by owner and it didn't work out for you, this is where you might need to consider listing with a real estate agent. They are going to give your home more exposure than you can ever provide on your own, simply by using the multi-list system, where us as real estate agents input our listings into the system and it goes to every single real estate agent. It's almost like if you're on Zillow and you get a notification when a new home comes up. That's just like what happens, but with real estate agents for the multi-list system. It notifies us and says, hey, there's a new home and it meets all this criteria of this buyer that you have. And then you connect with the buyer and you say, hey, you want to see this house? And they're like, yep. And then they go and then they see it and then they buy it. It's really very simple. It's kind of the reason why we do it. So the whole point of this was to give you a thorough understanding of how to actually sell a home, what to expect. I hope it has been helpful and informative. If it has, please comment below. I'd love to hear your insight. Or if you have any questions, comment them below. And if you'd like to get a market analysis of your home anywhere in Louisiana, there's a link down below, and myself or one of my agents can get out and give you an estimate of value of exactly how much your home is worth if you're considering selling. So thank you so much for taking the time to watch the video. I hope you have a good day.
Chain smoking,